All right, peeps, time to hush. Time to be quiet. Still, time to be quiet. All right, so let's hit this thing and get it going. We don't have a whole lot of time, but we'll try and wrap this thing up as quickly as we can. Career direction and choices. Well, again, our terminal objective is to learn how to think about your career and your life goals. We'll describe career direction, getting to know yourself, explain career choices. That's the goal for this class right here. What? I am recording right now, so if you wouldn't mind asking the boss, I'd appreciate it. So, yeah, or wait until in school would be great. So, all right. So, the ability to grasp a hidden or inward truth, which is kind of this is kind of stupid, but what do you think? Insight, ability, aptitude, interest. A, B, C, or D? Click it in your clickers. I got 14 of you today. All right, y'all, wake up. Come on, answer. Hopefully everybody's. Huh? Press the back arrow button. There's a little back arrow button. Mash that. Did you figure it out? Good. All right, I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm just going to get going. All right, it's technically the answer is insight, but there's no insight has nothing to do with necessarily inward truth. Insight has to do with understanding. That's really all that is. An inherent ability or talent. What would be an inherent ability or talent? Would be the answer. Insight, interest, aptitude. All right. The answer is aptitude, inherent ability or talent. So when we say that you have an aptitude for NJROTC, it means that you've adapted to our program pretty well. The mental or physical power to do certain things, insight, ability, aptitude, or interest. Mental or physical power to do certain things. In case you're wondering, I'm just trying to canvass where you're at. That's all this is about. So give it your best guess. All right, good. All right, ability, that's correct. Good. A subject or an activity that captures a person's attention, curiosity, or concern. A subject or an activity that captures a person's attention, curiosity, or concern. All right, close enough. That would be an interest. Very good. All right, nice. Principles, standards, or qualities considered worthwhile or desirable. All right, those would be values. Very good. All right, a person's typical way of thinking, behaving, or reacting. Temperament, ability, aptitude, interest. You can kind of deduce. We've already had a lot of these answered. So. All right, temperament. That's it. Good. Person's feelings or state of mind. A person's feelings. Life doesn't care about your feelings, by the way. We may care about your feelings here at school, but when you get your first job, they don't care about your feelings. All they want you to feel is ready to work. That's it. All right. Attitude. All right. So insight is the ability to grasp a hidden or inward truth. We'll probably see this on the test. So memorize it as such. Just know that insight is just technically knowledge about something. Aptitude is an inherent ability or talent. Ability is the mental or physical power to do certain things. Interest is a subject or an activity that captures a person's attention, curiosity, or concern. Values are principles, standards, or qualities considered worthwhile or desirable. And we learn values. We learn values from school, and friends, family, grandparents. Temperament, a person's typical way of thinking, behaving, or reacting. Attitude, a person's feelings or state of mind. Okay? All right, continuing on. Here we go. Why should you spend time thinking about your career even though you were still in high school? Somebody raise your hand and tell me. Tell me.
To know, like, have an idea of what you want to do with your life, so, like, think about those right for your college.
Yeah. So if right now counts forever, which it does, right now counts forever. So whatever you're planning to do, and let's say you have no idea what you want to do, but if you if you say, well, I don't know what I want to do, and you goof off all the way through high school, and then the time comes and you're like, I know what I want to do, and then you can't do it because you blew your opportunity. Y'all see what I'm saying? All right. So right now counts forever. I think of Scott Kelly, Captain Scott Kelly. He's the longest. He's had the American who's had the longest time in orbit. Okay. Scott Kelly, when he was in high school, he got lucky, by the way. He was a lousy student in high school, and then he wanted to go to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy because his brother went there, and then they wouldn't let him in. They laughed him out of the office, and so he ended up having to go to junior college for a couple of years, which is nothing wrong with that. He ended up going to junior college for a couple of years, and then he was able to transfer into SUNY Maritime, the State University of New York Maritime College. All right. Which of the following activities sounds most interesting to you? Putting together a 1,000-piece 3D puzzle, building an incredible tree house in a 60-foot oak tree, writing a novel, competing in an online video game tournament, working in a lab with a team trying to discover a cure for cancer, helping people with disabilities achieve their goals, or something else. I have no interest in writing a novel, but I'm a good writer, so I can write research papers like a cool one. All right, good. We got a few of you. Okay, building an incredible tree house. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Online. I only had 2 of you for online video game tournaments. All right. Good. All right. Working a part-time job often distracts people from effective career preparation because it takes time away from schoolwork or studying. Is that true or false? Say it with your thumbs, not with your lips. Come on now. Answer the questions. All right, good. All right. It doesn't. It's false. The reason why is because you learn valuable work skills from doing part-time work. You just do. I mean, we know that if you are late to school or late to class enough times, you're going to get detention, right? But if you're late to work a number of times, what happens? You get fired, right? Nobody's going to kick you out of school for being late. They'll kick you out of a job for being late, all right? Career direction, getting to know yourself. The key to finding a satisfying career path is answering 2 questions, okay? What do I want to do, and what am I suited to do? Those are oftentimes 2 different things. How many folks have heard, you can be whatever you want to be? Raise your hand. How many folks have heard that? Come on. You should all raise your hands, all right? Well, guess what? It's bull. It's bull. I'm telling you. I'm 52 years old. I'm 52 years old. I've been around the block a time or 2. And I'm here to tell you, you cannot do whatever you want. You can't be whatever you want to be. You just can't be. You know, I've got a son. I got a son who wanted to be a Navy submariner. Guess what the Navy said?
No.
No. They said no. All right. So you can be whatever you want to be. It's bullcrap. All right. Now, there are certain things, like you may be out, your body may not be able to handle a certain job, okay? I cannot go and become a Navy SEAL. I don't have the physical ability to do it. I never have been, okay? But the point is that you need to find what you're good at, and then you capitalize on that, okay? All right, you must be aware of your aptitudes, abilities, values, attitudes, physical abilities. Choosing your career involves your feelings, your personal needs, and your insights into yourself. Also, too, just as a heads up, sometimes we stumble into a career. One of my favorite videos, and I'll have to show this to you tomorrow. It's Mike Rowe. Anybody know who Mike Rowe is? Dirty Jobs. And he does this video, this 5-minute video, and he says, he goes, you cannot follow your dreams. Do not follow your dreams. He goes, but if you want, but he goes, but if you have your eyes open, follow the opportunities. He goes, and then you'll find out what you might actually be passionate about. So, all right, choose it. So, aptitudes are talents or skills that you have or that you can develop with practice or training. What do you like to do in your spare time? What subjects do you like most in school? I hate to be the party pooper. I really do. But most of the time, the things that interest us aren't the things that we end up getting to do for a living. And that's no reason to go kill yourself or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. All right? There are so many great opportunities out there. Remember, this is recording. So there's so many great opportunities out there that you stumble across so often. All right? All right, your physical abilities, for example, strength, stamina, good eyesight, and good hand-eye coordination are important too. I don't have some of these. Hand-eye coordination. Do you like to take things apart? Your niche might be as an auto mechanic. Maybe so. Do you enjoy solving puzzles? You might be a good programmer, analyst, or accountant. Do you enjoy writing? There are opportunities in the business world for those who can express themselves well. All right? I can write research papers. When I was in the Navy, they called me the wordsmith. Everybody in my command wanted me to write their evals because I could make them in a literary way walk on water and it be believable. It's just a gift I have. Of course, I've kind of outgrown that gift now. I don't have to write my own evals anymore. Work experiences teach you different things from what you learn in school. Students who have part-time jobs in high school often learn valuable lessons about which tasks appeal to them more than other tasks. But you know what part-time work oftentimes helps you with?
Money.
Well, money's great, yeah, but you learn responsibility as a result of it. Remember, if you're late too much, you get fired? Well, it encourages you to be prompt. It encourages you to work with people that you wouldn't necessarily want to work with for the purpose of getting the job done. All right, for example, would you prefer dealing with customers or working directly with technology products? Listen, my oldest son is a great leader. He is a fantastic leader. He hates leading people. He hates it. All right, when Trey worked at Chick-fil-A, back in the kitchen, he was the guy everybody went to asking questions. They would task him with teaching the new people. Trey hated it. He absolutely hated it, but the people that he trained loved it. Why? Because he's good at it. Did it interest him? Not in the least. But it really shows that whatever you put your mind to, you can do and do well. Aptitudes are talents or skills that you are born with. They cannot be learned over time. True or false? All right, that's good. That is actually false. That is false. We're not born with aptitudes. Oftentimes we develop those. If you wanted to become a professional writer, which part-time job would best help you prepare for this career? Washing cars, stacking books in the library, telemarketing, or cashier in a bookstore? All right, I'm gonna tell you the best choice, which I don't think any of these are really good choices, but the best choice is stacking books in the library. You might check the book out and take it home. So, all right, your likes, dislikes, hopes, and wishes are all part of your interests. Inventories are special tests of interest that can tell you how your interests match those of people in the field you're considering. The ASVAB. The ASVAB is not an interest test, but it is an aptitude test that tells the military, but it also tells vocational counselors too, what kind of vocational job you'd be good for, what kind of job you'd be good for. To succeed in a given career, you need to have both interest and an aptitude for it. For example, to be a good graphic artist, you would not only need to like to draw, but also need to be good at it. You might also need to know some mathematics too, depending on the kind of graphic artist. Anybody can draw, but it takes extra skills to be able to make money at it, okay? Values give your life meaning and help you to be the person you want to be. People express their values in terms of their moral, religious, or political beliefs. If service to others is an important value to you, a career in healthcare or teaching might be right for you. All right, I'm not going to go into this. Really, this is kind of a, if you wanted to, it's in the textbook that you can take a look at it and how temperaments play into career choices. Okay, which one sounds most like you? Police officer needs unflappable calmness. Air traffic controller needs the ability to handle stress. This is a stressful job. When you have hundreds and hundreds of lives in your hands, it's a stressful job. Okay? Salesman needs to create their own energy and not get discouraged by rejection. My son Randy could sell screen doors to submarines. You've never seen anybody who can be the underdog in a Monopoly game, and he can take you to the cleaners. He can absolutely beat the socks off him because he has that kind of energy. Firefighter needs physical strength and courage to fight the fire. Okay? Attitudes don't have to limit you. People can overcome personality limitations and find success in a field they deeply care about. All right, Lincoln overcame shyness to be elected to public office. He was also pretty tenacious too. This guy got beat so many times. He got beaten in quite a number of elections. All right, many have worked hard to develop the courage to work in public safety. Some of us had to work hard to develop the courage to join the military. It was me. I was scared. I didn't want to leave home. I just didn't want to. It wasn't until my dad said, "You will join the military, you will be homeless." I said, "I'm going to the military." And the funny thing of it was, is after I joined the military, I liked it. I liked being on my own. I liked not having my parents tell me what to do. Then I had my own family, and then I was like, that was right. How many times have you heard, it's okay, it's just a job? Some people get stuck doing the same work for the same money for a long time, even though their heart isn't in their work. It's important to continue to grow and challenge yourself, all right? So you may end up in a job that you don't like, but you still need to maximize every opportunity that that job provides for you. My middle son right now does not like working for the company he works for, but he's moving up. He's like at the third level, all right? And he's also a National Guardsman too, so he's got other stuff too that interests him as well. He doesn't really like his job that much. He doesn't, but he's good at what he does because he works hard at it, okay? People express their what in terms of their moral, religious, or political beliefs. People express their what in terms of their moral, religious, or political beliefs. This is kind of a no-brainer. What's the answer? Somebody raise your hand and tell me. What? D values. That's correct. All right, good. Interests and abilities are to career planning as what and what are to marathon running. Interests and abilities are to career planning as what and what are to marathon running. This is a bad question. Anybody think this is a bad question? Other than the fact you just don't want to answer it? What do you think it is?
Speed and endurance.
I'm going to guess speed and endurance, but I don't know if that's it. It is. Good. Y'all are smarter than me. All right, which career path is best for you? All right, so we got private sector and public sector. Well, I'm kind of in a public sector right now, all right, because I work for Aiken County Public School District. So, but private sector would actually be kind of cool, except for the dealing with the customers part. There are other things to consider about how careers differ, such as, do you prefer to work indoors or outdoors? Do you prefer working with a large group of people, a small team, or on your own? Some careers have busy seasons or irregular schedules, which should be considered as they affect lifestyle. So it's kind of like building houses, right? The best time to build houses is in the spring and summer. Spring, summer, and late and early fall, right? Well, you know, you're not going to be able to build houses in Alaska in the middle of winter. So, all right. How do you feel about money? Most of us like it, right?
No.
You don't like it? Oh, okay. I like it. You know, the funny thing of it is too, is that I just like having a little bit of cash in my pocket. It's just, I like to have a little cash. I may not spend it for weeks, but I like to have the comfort of having a 10 in my pocket so that if I get a wild hair and I want to buy myself a milkshake or some other adult recreational substance, not drugs. I don't believe in drugs. I haven't taken drugs in a long time. Definitely since before I joined the Navy in 1988. But I like to have a little cash. I like to, if somebody, I'll give you a case in point. The other day, a lady stopped me in Walmart. She says, "Do you have 75 cents I could have?" And I was like, and I looked at my wallet. I was like, I don't even have a buck. I've got a 10. That's all I had. But then I tracked my wife down, and she had some change, so we gave it to her. But anyway, we're gonna give her a whole 10. So that was all I had. All right, what are your feelings and wants around having a family? Will the career you want support the family you'd like to have one day? That was a serious question my oldest son started having. Okay. Which two logos represent the public sector? Apple, Centers for Disease Control, Navy, E-Instruction. Which two you think? Somebody raise your hand and tell me which two. Tell me.
CMB.
Which ones?
CMB.
C and B? I think you're right. C and B. All right. The answers are C and B. Yes. All right. We're not going to figure this one out. We're going to skip this one. So sorry you wanted to. All right. State 2 to 3 reasons. 2 to 3 reasons why it's important that you find a career that matches both your interests and your abilities. Somebody tell me. Tell me one. Raise your hand. The one that's written up here? State 2 to 3 reasons why it's important that you find a career that matches both your interests and your abilities. What do you think, Cleve? What do you think?
I don't know yet. I'm still thinking.
Okay. Somebody tell me. What do you think? Why do you think it needs to match both of your interests and abilities? Yes.
You thought long and hard about it, so.
So you counted the costs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've thought long and hard about it. So you counted the costs. Another thing is too is that how much do you think you're going to advance in a career that you're not interested in doing?
Not at all.
You know, the funny thing of it is my son John, he may not like where he's working, but he's treating it like a career, even though he doesn't plan on making a career out of it. You know what he's planning on doing? Saving up money. He saves money because he's wanting to go into business for himself one day. So, all right. Y'all got any questions? No?
That's not our class?
Are y'all? Yeah, that's our class. No, it's not our class. That's some class maybe in Pensacola or San Diego or something like that. It's not ours. So, it is a career choices. I'm going to be honest with you. Oftentimes you stumble into them. It's very rarely do you have people who from the time they enter high school follow through completely with whatever it was that they intended to do. It's very, very rare. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It just depends on how passionate you are to slog through the hard stuff that it takes to get you there. That's the thing. Most kids, most high schoolers burn out by their sophomore or junior year, and they lose their vision and their focus because of this massively daunting task. You know, most high schoolers can't think beyond their nose. They can't see the future. Well, of course, nobody can see the future. But what I'm saying is that most of you think about tomorrow, or at the most you may think about what you're getting for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's usually not until your senior year of high school that you really start thinking about what you're going to do after high school. But when do you think you should really be thinking about what you want to do?
Freshman year.
Freshman year is not as critical, but the way you plan for it is, this is going to sound really tacky, is by just doing what you're told. So if you've got classes that you have to take, and they send you to Algebra 1 and they give you homework to do. Do the homework. It's not just so that you get the grades. It's so that you do get the grades, but it's so you develop those skills necessary so that when you enter your senior year and you decide, out of the blue, you decided, you know what? I want to be an engineer, not the artist, not the artist I thought about becoming. And then you've already got the math courses done. You've already got the English courses done. And so the foundation has been laid for you to actually pursue what it is that you wanted to do. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So when I say right now counts forever, right now counts forever. Most of the time, you don't have a clue what you want to major in college, if you even want to go to college, until your senior year. But oftentimes, you really have to start worrying about that. Usually the second semester of your junior year. That's when you take your ACTs and your SATs and that type of thing. So, and you can't, I'm telling you, you will not score well on the ACT or the SAT if you didn't do well in algebra in your freshman year. You see what I'm saying? So right now counts forever. Don't neglect it. All right. I will call that. Okay. All right, y'all can go ahead and put your questions on.